When people talk about the greatest individual seasons in NBA history, a few names always come up. Michael Jordan in 1991, Stephen Curry in 2016, Shaquille O'Neal in the year 2000. But there's always one season that often gets overlooked. A season where one player carried an entire franchise on his back, dragged them through the Eastern Conference, and produced one of the greatest playoff runs the sport has ever seen. That season was 2018, and that player was LeBron James. At 33 years old, in his 15th NBA season, LeBron somehow reached a level that even his prime might not even prepared for us. This wasn't just dominance, this was one of the greatest carry jobs in sports history, and today, we're breaking down exactly how the 2018 version of LeBron James nearly broke the NBA. The 2018 Cleveland Cavaliers were not supposed to make it to the NBA Finals. In fact, they barely looked like the playoff team for most of the season. The roster was unstable, players were consistently being traded, the chemistry was terrible. At one point, the Cavaliers had an entirely new roster halfway through the season. Key players like Kyrie Irving had already left the team the year before. Others struggled to perform consistently. The defense was one of the worst in the league, and yet somehow the Cavs finished the season with 50 wins. Why? Because LeBron James refused to let them fail. The 2018 regular season was ridiculous. LeBron averaged 27.5 points per game, 9 assists, and 8.6 rebounds per game. But the stats alone don't explain how insane this season really was. LeBron played all 82 games, no rest games, no load management. At 33 years old, after playing more playoff minutes than almost anyone in NBA history, he still played every single game, and he did it while leading the entire offense. He ranked near the top of the league in scoring, top 5 in assists, and he controlled nearly every possession Cleveland had. This wasn't just star level play, this was complete offensive control. Every play ran through him, every comeback started with him, every win depended on him. But the regular season was only the beginning, because what LeBron James did in the 2018 playoffs is where things become legendary. Once the playoffs started, LeBron shifted into a completely different gear. People joked about playoff LeBron, but in 2018, it was real. He averaged 34 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists during the playoffs. Those numbers are almost unheard of, but the craziest part, the Cavaliers had no business winning multiple series, and yet LeBron kept dragging them forward. The first round matchup was against the Indiana Pacers, led by Victor Oladipo. The Pacers were young, fast, and hungry, and they pushed Cleveland to the brink. The series went 7 games. Multiple games came down to the final possessions, but LeBron took over. In Game 7, he scored 45 points. He controlled every possession, he dictated the pace, and once again, he saved Cleveland's season. Next came the Toronto Raptors. This was the number 1 seed in the East, led by stars like DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. Toronto had just finished one of the best seasons in franchise history. Most analytics thought Cleveland might finally lose. Instead, LeBron destroyed them. Game after game, he hit impossible shots, turnaround fadeaways, deep threes, and game winners. One of the most iconic moments came in Game 3 when LeBron hit a running bank shot at the buzzer to win the game. The Cavaliers ended up sweeping the Raptors, and fans started calling Toronto LeBronto, because every time the Raptors faced LeBron, he dominated them. Then came the toughest test, the Boston Celtics. Even without injured stars like Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward, Boston was dangerous. Young players like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were emerging as future stars, and Boston had something Cleveland didn't: depth. The series went 7 games again. LeBron played nearly the entirety of Game 7, and once again, he delivered. 35 points, 15 rebounds, and 9 assists. He carried Cleveland back to the NBA Finals. Waiting for him in the finals were the most dominant team of this era, the Golden State Warriors, a team featuring Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, possibly the greatest collection of talent the NBA had ever seen. And yet, LeBron still made history. Game 1 of the NBA Finals in 2018 produced one of the greatest performances ever, period. LeBron scored 51 points against the Warriors on the road in Oracle Arena. He dominated every defender they threw at him. But then, the moment everyone remembers happened. Late in the fourth quarter, J.R. Smith grabbed an offensive rebound. Instead of shooting, he dribbled the ball out, forgetting the score. The Cavaliers then lost in overtime, and many people believe that that moment ended the series. The Cavaliers were simply outmatched. Golden State had too much talent, too much shooting, too much depth. Cleveland was basically LeBron and role players. The Warriors eventually swept the series, but the sweep doesn't tell the real story, because LeBron's playoff run had already become legendary. During the 2018 playoffs, LeBron produced numbers that almost seemed fake. He scored a total of 748 points, one of the highest totals ever. He played over 900 minutes. He hit multiple game winners, and he led nearly every statistical category for Cleveland. There were games where he looked completely unstoppable. Defenders couldn't stop him. Teams couldn't slow him down. And despite the heavy workload, he never seemed to run out of energy. What made this version of LeBron special wasn't just scoring. It was complete control of the game. He was the point guard. He was the scorer, the playmaker, and most importantly, the leader. Every decision went through him. Every comeback started with him. Every playoff win depended on him. It was basketball at its highest level, and it's why many fans consider 2018 LeBron the smartest version of LeBron ever. Even though Cleveland lost the finals, LeBron's performance changed how people viewed him. Most analysts called it the greatest individual playoff run since Michael Jordan. Others said it was the greatest carry job in NBA history, because very few players could take that Cavaliers roster and turn them into a finals team. But LeBron did. The 2018 season proved something important. Greatness isn't about championships. Sometimes, it's about how far one player can push the limits of the game. And in 2018, LeBron James pushed those limits further than almost anyone has ever done. And we may never see that ever again.